All right, so welcome back to the Winter Fancy Food Show, and today we're continuing our exploration of consumer demand. And the topic, I wanted to talk with Charles Bililies of Souvla, a hometown brand.
That's right.
One of the best. I still consider it one of the best out there.
Oh, thank you so
when
much,
it
Paul.
comes to San Francisco food.
Thanks.
All right, so Charles, you have been building a high-quality product for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
And that's our topic. Consumer demand is now going after these higher-quality products, both in food service and in specialty food.
Yes.
Wanted to talk a little bit, before we get started, about Souvla and
Sure.
what you guys are doing. What's new?
Yes. So Souvla, for those that don't know, is a group of FastFine Greek restaurants here in San Francisco. We have 5 locations, centered around sort of a modern version of the gyro or souvlaki sandwich. We do salads, we do frozen Greek yogurt, and we have the country's only all Greek beverage list, down to the sparkling water, with our own line of Greek wine and Greek beer.
Yeah, so you guys go all in on that, which, by the
do.
way, your facilities are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Great. We visited a store a restaurant last year.
We just opened it. You and I were here a year ago, and we had just opened up that restaurant.
That was a brand new.
Brand new.
I love that big oven.
Yeah.
That's just rotisserie.
Yeah,
and,
so we build
beautiful.
all of our restaurants around that 8-spit rotisserie rotisserie. So we're spinning all of these meats, and you can watch your whole chicken, whole lamb leg, whole pork shoulder. So it really started almost 6 years ago, this move away from sort of the mystery cone meat that people used to think about with gyros, and putting these high quality, naturally raised meats front and center.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so Charles, let's just jump right into it here. Consumers, growth in fast casual has been exploding.
Yes.
Also, growth in specialty food, these higher quality products has been exploding.
Absolutely.
There's some alignment here.
Absolutely.
So why do you think the consumer demand is so much so that they're willing to kind of jump up in this quality level?
Well, I think first and foremost, we have a major advantage being in a very progressive city like San Francisco that just happens to have a very, very sophisticated dining clientele.
Right.
And whenever you have a city like San Francisco that's always kind of ahead of trend in many respects, be it food or anything else, you start to see that permeate throughout the rest of the country.
Sure.
So 6 years ago when we opened, there was still a little bit of this kind of head scratching because we have a very limited menu, very high quality product, somewhat of a premium price point. People they were used to the old ways of like the street meat, this is super cheap. And then when we put the product in front of them, whether it's a big hearty salad or a sandwich wrap, you can taste the quality.
Yeah.
That's there. And so Souvla in the 6 years since has kind of become part of the cultural fabric of the city, and it's this go-to for this right balance of quality, consistency, and value.
Yeah.
And it's also seen now as a bit of an alternative from your sort of mid-tier full-service restaurant.
Okay.
Rather than going out to kind of your everyday spot, which is getting harder and harder to operate in very expensive markets. And you're going to spend $30, $40 for an entree and a drink, and then you got tax, tip, the whole nine, and it may take an hour and a half. You can go to Souvla, you can spend 25-30% less.
Yep.
And you have the added flexibility of the fact that you don't need reservations.
Mm-hmm.
You just come in whenever you want. We're open all the way from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you don't have to worry about this like funny mid-service. Oh, they're closed at 2:30. They're going to reopen at 5:30.
Right.
But then you have flexibility with how you can order. Right. You can order online. We have an app now. You can order through the app. You can order in person. But then also you can eat it in the restaurant. Or you can take it to go, or you can have it delivered.
Okay.
60% of our business now is off-premise. People ordering online for delivery or taking away.
All right, Charles. So for our listeners and viewers, let's talk a little bit about Souvla and where you guys have been here.
Yeah. So you and I were here a year ago.
Yep.
And since then, we opened up our 4th brick and mortar restaurant in the northern part of the city on Chestnut Street. We also opened up our first delivery-only restaurant.
Okay.
So that's our 5th restaurant that's really focusing on, of course, delivery only.
Yep.
But catering, special events, and just like larger format items.
I like that.
And then in a few weeks, we're going to announce our 6th San Francisco restaurant.
Man, you guys are on fire here.
Rolling.
So the demand is there, clearly.
It is.
People are willing to pay a little bit more for quality.
Yes.
We're talking about that. This kind of hybrid approach that you guys have taken, which is kind of almost replacing, we'll call it upscale casual.
Yes.
All right?
Yep.
But yet at a price point that's much more affordable. Do you feel like that is just a trend that is here to stay? Consumers have kind of set it in stone?
Absolutely. Souvla has been at the forefront of what we call FastFine. It's called fine casual, upscale, counter service, whatever you want to name it. And it's the sort of niche of the fast casual space, which brings in a lot of the service standards and touch points of a full service restaurant. But then you have the flexibility of a fast casual place. So what we're able to do at Souvla is really bring together quality, consistency, value, but then also approachability, right?
Yeah.
You can come in and you and I can have a quick little lunch as we're kind of popping around. You can order online if you're work around the corner and come in and pick up your meal. We have an app now, you can order through that. If you're super lazy or you live far away or whatever it is, you can order delivery through Caviar. All the way up to you come in at night, and these restaurants are nice enough where you can bring a date to.
Yeah.
Right? You come in at night, the lights are down, there's candles on the table, everyone's drinking wine, so it looks and acts and feels like a full-service restaurant, but at a price point where you can dine at Souvla multiple days a week, and it's not as much of a sort of financial expenditure as a regular sort of mid-tier full-service restaurant.
Yeah, which is that's going to be a key, obviously, if you're looking for frequency. So this is kind of happening in the specialty food market as well, where
Absolutely.
we've seen upscaling of, let's just take a simple thing like a bag of chips.
Sure.
We're seeing upscaling of all sorts of things, everything from plant-based to these high artisan avocado oil, chip. So there's clearly a need for this, but I'm still going back to the question of why the consumers are willing to say, it used to be a bag of Lay's, now it's an avocado oil infused Italian whatever.
Sure.
And I'm willing to pay $2.50 for that instead of $1.
Yeah.
That's a huge increase.
It's a huge thing, and I think it's really happened. And it's not to say that it's just tied to the opening of Souvla, but really in the last 6 years that we've been open and operating, there's been a massive shift in consumer focus and just overall awareness.
Yeah.
And that's really on two fronts. That's on the quality front, right? People are becoming a lot more aware about what they're eating, where it's coming from, what's in it, right? All the way to, I think, a lot more awareness globally as far as getting more interested in these different flavors and different cuisines and different ingredients. And so you're starting to see all of those things make their way into even the more fast casual and certainly the upscale brands like Souvla, where maybe 10 years ago, harissa or, as a ingredient, or even Greek yogurt would have been super esoteric, and now these are all household terms.
Yeah.
But you'll be shocked at, we're really, really fortunate. We have a very, very loyal following, and just huge, huge fans of the brand. But some of the questions that we'll get via email, regarding, nutritional content or ingredient list or, where is this thing being sourced from? It's a very, very sophisticated clientele now. And again, normally you would have expected that in, premium, high-end restaurants, these sort of, gourmands that sort of know these things. This is permeated through all of the sort of dining public.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so we are also seeing this massive shift to digital.
Yes.
And it's happening in all walks of life in the food industry. Some restaurant brands, such as you guys, I heard you claim a 60% off-premise number. Is that right?
That is correct. 60%
all right, so takeout, pickup, delivery, catering, all those, the digital element has to be there, obviously, because it's pretty much the heartbeat, because you're not a retail counter.
Sure.
So the value of where digital is going for the food industry in the next, say, 5 years to 10 years, what do you think?
I think digital is necessary, but I think it's all about finding balance.
So get that magic number for you.
It's not even about the magic number. It's actually about, so we run the organization off of a very sophisticated platform of technologies. Our tech stack has sort of evolved over the years.
Right.
Those are things that the consumer doesn't always necessarily see, but definitely interacts with.
Okay.
But then the larger part of it is, when I say about finding the balance, people want the convenience of, we just rolled out a new online ordering platform that allows you to schedule orders and easy reorder and things like that. So they want that convenience of being able to order online so they can walk in, skip the line, grab their food and leave. But it can't be entirely automated. I think we started to see the rise of these kiosks and the automat format and things like that.
Yeah.
And the robot, pizza makers and baristas and all those things. And I think that's, at least right now, sort of a step too far. I think that people still want to, and this is very much one of the hallmarks of what makes Souvla so special, are the men and women that work in our restaurants.
Yeah.
Because they still want to walk in and they want to be like, hey, Paul, how are you? Good to see you. Here's your bag. And you may have ordered online.
Yeah.
Right. But just that super brief human interaction makes your day and your experience so much better, as opposed to you walking in and looking at your name on a screen and finding where the bag is and never interacting with
and
anyone.
it's that brand extension too.
Exactly.
So you kind of win the game on someone that falls in love with the brand, and then those digital points that happen throughout the week, because hey, I can't get in there, or like you said earlier, just time allowances don't allow it.
100%.
But I still get Souvla. because I just did a delivery piece or a pickup or a catering.
Right.
So
it's all about balance, I think, with that respect.
Okay, so let's talk consumer insights, because in a show like this, these people are all figuring out what consumers are wanting. It bleeds down into the restaurant industry and the food service side, and that is starting to really understand where the next big movement is going to happen. What are your thoughts on where the consumer audience is going for food today?
I think that it's still going to be around, becoming more and more mindful about what you're eating and how you're eating. And so, and
hence a lot of the plant-based movement, all these kind of things.
Exactly. Which I think is really, really great that we're now getting to that point. I think you're always going to have these kind of funny little fads that kind of ebb and flow. But I think it's about that. The thing that I'm actually most excited about, and has always been a part of Fancy Food Show, is, and we're sitting in the middle of it basically, is the international foods.
Right.
I think that within the last 10 years, certainly people are traveling more often. It's gotten so easy to fly wherever. But more importantly, with the rise of social media, especially Instagram and just the internet as a whole, people are starting to see and experience the world around them, and so much of it revolves around food. So now it's about what used to be just about French and Italian cuisines. Now it's about getting into these like super niche cuisines, Georgian cuisine, or Uzbek food, or I'm serious, and
I love
people,
that.
But people are getting really, really excited about these cuisines that have always been around for so long, but haven't really gone kind of mainstream. And really for us, Souvla being a Greek restaurant, being able to showcase, this modern Greek cuisine, and also just, positioning the brand and the menu and the offerings so that anyone can come and experience it and have it just be super, super approachable. Having the all Greek wine list, for example.
Right, which is great, by the way.
And we work with amazing winemakers in Greece to make these wines. And so for so many people, a lot of them come in and they'd never had Greek wine before.
I love that. It's a gangster move, I say.
Yeah, exactly. But we
did great.
But we do it in a way that makes it approachable. Instead of saying saying I need what's this grape varietal, because our red wine is made with a native varietal called Agoritico, right?
Okay.
No one's able to pronounce that, but we just have it as the Souvla red, and it's super delicious. It's food friendly. It's super affordable. And it goes, really, really well with the menu.
So your bet is international becomes much more recognized and really kind of localized into whether it's food service or specialty.
Right.
That's kind of a trend that's going to drive these culinary jumps that we're going to see in the next few years.
And I think you're going to continue to see them adopted by larger and larger players in the food service space.
So awareness is going to be big then. That'll be huge.
Even getting into like the sort of the institutional food service, right? Getting a lot of those flavors and those ingredients onto college campuses and in hospitals and in big office buildings and things like that.
Which is going to play well into Gen Z.
Exactly.
Because that's the emerging audience that's starting to look for new culinary flavors.
Absolutely.
And so this is a great strategy.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the more that people engage with our brand, the more that they want it, in other places.
Yeah, absolutely.
So and for us, it's about finding that right balance of thoughtful growth and being able to bring Souvla to more and more people, but not so much so that that we're moving too fast. Because there is something to be said about the quality of the people, the quality of the product, the team that we have behind us, and restaurants can scale, right? But they have limits as far as how quickly they can scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's been great talking to you. Of
Likewise.
Course, congrats on everything that's happening
at
Souvla.
Yeah, thanks for having
me. You guys are doing awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure and stay tuned right here for more coverage from the Winter Fancy Food Show. We will catch you soon.